Mencius 372 BC 289 BC. A native of Zhao State, now Zhaoxing City, Shandong Province. He was a representative figure of Confucianism during the Warring States period. It is said that Mencius was a descendant of Mencius.A, the eldest son of Duke Huan of Lu. Mencius.A, the son of Mencius.A, established a separate clan called the Mencius clan, also known as the Zhongsun clan and the Meng clan. Mencius inherited Confucius' thought of benevolence and developed it into the thought of benevolent government and was called the Ya sage. Han Yu, the leader of the 8 great masters of the Tang and Song dynasties, commented on Mencius. He described Mencius as the successor of Confucius and believed that the way of saints was lost after Mencius, giving Mencius the same status as Confucius in the Taoist tradition. Mencius had a certain influence on Yoshida Shoin, the founder of the Meiji Restoration in Japan, and others. Tojo Hideki, who was sentenced to hanging as a war criminal for initiating World War II, also quoted Mencius in prison, "Being sincere is the way of heaven. Being sincere is the way of man. Being most sincere is the way of man. This doesn't exist yet." Mencius's thought is mainly divided into political philosophy, that is, benevolence and righteousness, and philosophy of life, that is, good nature. Human nature is good, and valuing justice over profit. There are many allusions about Mencius. Mencius's mother moved 3 times. Mencius was taught. The study of metaphors was discontinued. Killing the dolphin did not deceive the sun. The initiator of the figurines, laughing at 50 steps and laughing at 100 steps, and being exposed to the cold. We will not list them here. Yes, interested friends can check it out. Mencius's 3 core views. 1. Human nature is good. The goodness of human nature is like water flowing down. There is no bad person, and there is no water that cannot flow down. Nature is inherently good. Mencius believed that everyone yearns for kindness. 2. The theory of benevolent government is the theory of benevolent government, treating the people generously and showing kindness. Mencius proposed that the people are the most valuable, the country is second, and the king is the least important. Benevolent government is a kind of Confucian thought, which is the representative of Confucianism that Mencius derived from Confucius. Benevolence was inherited and developed. 3. Strong personality. Among the pre-Qin philosophers, Mencius had the strongest personality, which was embodied in his expression, "Wealth and honor cannot corrupt him. Poverty and humbleness cannot move him. Power and force cannot bend him. This is a true man." There are 3 levels of a strong personality. The first is to strive for self-improvement and do it yourself. The second is to stick to your nature. Society can change its nature, and you need to have extraordinary will. The third is inclusive education, which is the highest state of strong personality. Today, we will take a look at the wisdom passed down to us by this ancient Chinese sage. Everyone has the potential to become a leader like Yao and Shun, but a true gentleman will not be easily swayed by villains. Living in adversity can temper one's will, while a comfortable life may lead to degeneration. It was like that then. It is not like that now. Things and circumstances change. Wealth cannot make me indulge. Poverty cannot make me shake. Power cannot make me surrender. This is a true man. In difficult times, we should cultivate ourselves and guard ourselves. When we are successful, we should help others. Even if faced with thousands of people opposing me, I will stick to my beliefs. Using force to make others submit will not make them truly convinced, and force will not last long. Only by using morality to influence others can you make them sincerely convinced. A benevolent person is invincible in the world. I cherish life, but justice is also what I pursue. If I cannot have both, I will sacrifice my life for justice. Respect your own elders and extend this to respecting the elders of others. Care for your own children and extend this to caring for the children of others. Look up and see that you have no regrets towards God. Look down and think that you have no regrets towards people. People who use their brains manage others, and people who use their physical strength are managed by others. Those who love others will be loved by others. Those who respect others will be respected by others. If you have no ambition, you are no different from an animal. If we want to pacify this chaotic era, who else can we turn to except me at this moment? Those who share the joy of the people will also share his joy. Those who share the sorrow of the people will also share his sorrow. The right time is not as important as the right location, and the right location is not as important as the unity of the people. The best way to cultivate your mind is to reduce your desires. Do not lose your morals when you are poor, and do not deviate from the right path when you are rich. Without rules, it is impossible to make square and round objects. Only after weighing can you know the weight. Only after measuring can you know the length. People who give up on themselves are not worth talking to or working with. The principle of a gentleman is to cultivate himself first and then bring peace to the world. A gentleman should have a long-term sense of crisis, rather than just caring about immediate interests. Therefore, when God wants to give a man a great responsibility, he must first make him suffer, make his muscles and bones tired, make him hungry, make him poor, and hinder his behavior, so that his mind is tempered, his character becomes more persevering, and he is able to increase his ability to do things that he could not do before. A respectful person will not insult others, and a frugal person will not rob others. Fish is what I want, and bear's paw is also what I want. When I cannot have both, I will give up fish and choose bear's paw. Try your best to understand your own nature. Once you understand your own nature, you will understand your destiny. I have heard of people who can serve their parents while maintaining their own dignity, but I have never heard of people who lose their self-respect and serve their parents. Benevolence is the nature of human heart, and justice is the code of human behavior. When people in ancient times were successful, they would benefit the people. When they were unsuccessful, they would cultivate themselves and exercise self-discipline to show themselves to the world. The foundation of the world lies in the country, the foundation of the country lies in the family, and the foundation of the family lies in personal cultivation. If you love others but they don't respond, you should reflect on whether you lack benevolence. If you govern others but fail to govern well, you should reflect on whether you lack wisdom. If you respect others but they don't respond, you should reflect on whether you lack respect. What people can do without learning is instinct. What people know without thinking is conscience. Of all the things in the world, what is the most important? Serving your parents is the most important. Of all the responsibilities in the world, what is the most important? Maintaining your own dignity is the most important. A gentleman keeps benevolence in his heart and cultivates himself with etiquette. If the monarch regards his subjects as his brothers, then the subjects will regard the monarch as their confidant. If the monarch regards his subjects as dogs and horses, then the subjects will regard the monarch as an ordinary person. If the monarch regards his subjects as grass, then the subjects will regard the monarch as their enemy. Compassion is the beginning of benevolence. Shame is the beginning of righteousness. Humility is the beginning of courtesy. The ability to distinguish right from wrong is the beginning of wisdom. There are 5 ways of educating a gentleman. Sometimes he influences people like timely rain. Sometimes he helps them achieve virtue. Sometimes he helps them gain wealth. Sometimes he helps them answer questions. And sometimes he teaches them in private. The people are the most important, followed by the country, and the monarch is the lightest. People's problem is that they like to be other people's teachers, but don't know how to reflect on themselves. People with fixed assets will have a stable mind, while people without fixed assets will find it difficult to feel at peace. The function of the mind is to think. Only by thinking can you gain something. Without thinking, you cannot gain anything. A person must have done something to insult himself before others can insult him. When a person is about to die, his words are kind. If you uphold justice, you will gain support and help from many sides. If you violate justice, you will inevitably be isolated. Honesty is the law of nature, and the pursuit of honesty is an essential quality of being a human being. Wealth and honor are what people desire, but if they are not obtained through legitimate means, they should not be accepted. A gentleman feels ashamed when his reputation exceeds his actual virtue.